guys, how's it going? So today I want to show you a cool little trick that you can use to play through the changes of a 1-4-5 blues. We're just going to be using one triad, one lick, and one minor pentatonic position. We're going to use position 4 out of each one of these chords as we change through them. And this lick is going to be our motif to play over each chord. And then we'll do some licks to kind of connect them together, and then I'll show you a cool little turnaround that you can use to walk down back into the 5 chord. But let's just go ahead and get into the first chord. Alright, so the progression we're going to be playing through is a 1-4-5 in the key of D. We're going to be going D, G, and A. And we're going to outline all those chords with the same major triad shape. And we're going to be using the same lick. And when we use this triad shape in this lick, we're basically almost outlining like a dominant 7 arpeggio, right? So if we played it without all the fancy stuff in it, you would have, right? And you can just have fun with that. If you don't want to do that, you can just play it straight. But we're really emphasizing the flat 7 of each chord. Okay, so even though we're using a major triad instead of a dominant triad, it gives it the dominant sound because we have those notes every time we play through here. So we're going to go 7 on G and B, 5 on E. And another way you can look at this, whenever you have this triad shape, a lot of people know this shape, use it to bar, play a lot of funk stuff. But if you have this triad shape right here, you just put your pinky down on the high E string on the next fret. And you have your dominant chord, right? So just keep that in mind. So we'll have 7 on G and B, 5 on E. I'm going to rake down on it, pop high E with my middle finger. Then we're going to go 7 on E. Then we're going to have this little lick where we slide back and pull off. It happens really quick. It's kind of a snappy lick, but slowly you'd have... You're going to slide back 8 to 7 on E, pull off 5, and then go 7 on B. But it happens real quick. You can practice it just like that. Try to get it clean so you can articulate that second note you slide into. Alright, so that'll be your first part. After you get 7 on B, we're going to go 5 on E, and 5 on E to 8 on B. Then we're going to have 7 on G. After you hit 7 on G, I'm going to pop 6 on B with my middle finger. I'm going to bend it up slightly with my index. After you bend up that note on 6, we're going to go 8 on B and then hit 7 on G twice. Give it some vibrato and then slide back to 5 on G, and we're going to slide off and tag the end of this phrase by hitting your flat 7, right? So we have... Alright, then we're going to repeat it again, but when we repeat it the second time, we're going to walk up so we can get into the 4 chord, right? So the second time... So same thing, rake down on it, hit 5 on E, to 7 on E, then slide back 8 to 5, pull off to 7, get 7 on B, then 5 on E to 8 on B, then go 7 on G. This is where it'll change. Then we'll go 6 on B, and then we're going to slide in 8 to 10 on B. And after you slide in 8 to 10 on B, hit 8 on E to 10 on E. And then I'll hit 10 on E twice, second time give it some vibrato. And just slide off to 8, or pull off to 8 on your high E. We're going root to flat 7. Alright, so you have... Okay, and then from here we get into our 4 chords. So let's go ahead and get into the 4 chord G major. Alright, so for G, we're going to be using our G major triad. We're going to be playing the same lick, the same kind of motif throughout, right? We're going to change the ending. I'm going to slide up into the minor 3rd instead of back down to the flat 7. You could repeat it and make it identical. I just thought it sounded better, giving it some variation. So here out of your G major triad, we're going to have G and B on 12, 10 on the high E. Rake down, pop 10 on the high E string. Then get 12 on E. Then slide back 13 to 12, pull off to 10 on E. Then get 12 on B. Then 10 on E to 13 on B. Then 12 on G. And then after 12 on G, I'm going to pop 11 on the B string, bend it up slightly with your index finger. Then after you bend up 11 on B, we're going to go 13 on B. And after you hit 13 on B, hit 12 on G twice, second time, give it some vibrato. And then we're just going to slide up from 12 to 15 into the minor third there of that G major triad. So we're hitting that B flat. You could end it the same way and go to the flat 7 if you wanted to, slide down to 10 on G. I just think it kind of gives it more movement and is more, I don't know, it's just more interesting if you slide up. So that'll be your first two parts, right? Okay, then we go back to the one chord. We're just going to do this one time, same lick we've already gone over. And you just end it on that flat 7, sliding in 7 to 5 on G. Alright, and then from here we're going to get into our 5 chord A. So let's go ahead and get into the 5 chord. Alright, so for the 5 chord we're going to be playing A major. But we're going to change the lick because this is where the turnaround is going to start. So we're going to have 14 on G and B, 12 on E. Same first half of the lick, right? Rake down on it, pop 12 on E with your finger. Go 14 on E. Then slide back 15 to 14, pull off to 12, and then grab 14 on B. Then go back to 12 on E. And then when you get 15 on B, we're just going to bend it up, right? Just bend it up like a whole step. Okay, then we're going to walk down 2 frets. And we're going to be playing D major again, right? Outline that the same way. This time, you got 12 on G and B, pop 10 on E, 12 on E, slide back 15 or 13 to 12, pull off to 10 on E. Get 12 on B, then go 10 on E to 13 on B. Okay, this is where we'll change. So after you hit that 13 on B, we're going to pre-bend the G and B string up a whole step. Right, and just hold them there, pick it, and then just bring down the bend and bring it back up and give it some vibrato, right? Alright, and then we'll get into this turnaround, right? So this is a cool little thing, man. This is probably something you haven't thought about doing. I didn't think about doing it until I stumbled across it, noodling around, coming up with this lick. But it's a cool thing. We're basically just going to walk down position 1, 5 to 4 in the key of D. And then end on our A triad there. So we're going to slide into 13 on B, get 10 on E. It's kind of that ZZ Top thing. But instead of doing something like, or that, doing all that kind of conventional stuff, it's just, I don't know, it sounded cool to me. So we slide in 13 on B, get 10 on E, pop 10 on E twice, then rake out, beat out that E, rake it back, and then slide in 13 to 10 on the B string. And then let 10 on B and 8 on E ring out together. Okay, and then from here do the same thing, mute it out, rake it back, slide back 10 to 8 on B, then then hit 5 on E, let those ring out together. Now we're in position 4 of D minor. Okay. Then we're going to get 5 on E, 6 on B, bend those up together. Then get 7 on G. Then we're just going to slide in from 5G, 4 on B, slide into your major third right here in your A major triad. Slide into 5-6, then hit 7 on D, and you could tag it if you wanted to add in the make it that whole A7 triad. You could add in that G there on add in your flat 7 on the 8th fret B string, right? If you want to play it that way. So that's the whole lick, right? Well, that little turnaround. And then you can start getting in from there, you know, get into all your, start doing all that kind of stuff instead of just jumping out of the gate with all that type of, you know, crazy playing. So, yeah, man, that's the whole lick. It's a lot of fun to play. It's a very useful way to play through the changes and incorporate triads and a motif into your soloing, especially when you're playing over 1-4-5 blues. You don't want to just jump right out of the gate playing all this crazy stuff. This way you can play through the changes, outline the chords, and it really sounds like you know what you're doing. And then you can hop off and start doing all the crazy stuff that you want to. But that's the whole lick. Hope you find this useful. Just practice slow, have fun. See you next time.